This is the plane that I used for the record. I will prove I used only one paper.
Hey guys, and welcome to Paper Flight. As you just saw, this video is about the Cheetah paper plane. I believe many of you who's familiar with the paper plane community knows this paper plane. However, I want to do a true video of how to fold this paper plane, as I've seen lots of fake and misinformation about this plane online. Here's some correct information and facts about this plane. So it broke the record on 16th April 2022 and it flew 77.134 meters, which is 255 feet and 7 inches. It was the Guinness record for the furthest paper airplane throw at the time, although it just maintained it for 8 months and later got beaten by the Mach 5 paper dart. It's still considered the furthest paper glider because the wing shape of Mach 5 technically doesn't count as a paper airplane. Until May 2025, when Replay publicly released the tutorial, there was no tutorial for this plane, and the disassembly process was blurred. However, in 2022, 123 Paper Plane predicted the folding method for this paper plane, and he made several modifications over the years. And in 2025, he made the exact correct folding tutorial for this paper plane. Only minor errors for the measurements. The reason it could break the world record is because it broke the old loop of the paper planes. Paper airplanes before that usually looked like this. Of course, that doesn't look like a paper airplane with good performance. Let's analyze that. The body is too long and the wing is too narrow, and the core of this plane is too weak, causing it to be flimsy in the wind. And overall, the structure is just not together. Now let's compare that to Cheetah. Cheetah is a compact paper plane, and it has a long range because of its stiffness. The stiffness generally comes from the paper used when they broke the world record, and usually the paper is CX22 Diamond White A4, which is a valuable paper for paper planes. And there's some confusion here because I see lots of people online saying CX22 is the name of the paper plane. But no, CX22 is just generally the name for this type of paper. The actual name for the paper plane is Cheetah. And in fact, the CHEE in this paper plane Cheetah should be capital letters because the original creator of the prototype of this paper plane is Julian Chi, CHEE. To avoid the confusion here, Cheetah is its official name, and it's designed for maximum horizontal distance under high velocity throws. And back to the reason I want to do this video is to just get this straight, since there's too much misinformation on YouTube, along with sharing interesting facts and academic reasoning. I've seen too much videos on YouTube like these, and it's genuinely horrible because they spread fake information so kids actually believe them. And the test flights used are not even correct despite being unoriginal. And if you see these types of videos, please don't trust them because I want YouTube to be an actual place for paper plane enthusiasts, and I want new people to join the paper plane community. Over 90% of YouTube paper plane tutorials of the famous paper planes are fake for some reason, and for example, this one, it uses WQYX4.5's design, which is designed by another paper plane designer, definitely not Cheetah. And I think a lot of videos got confused with other world records. For example, Cheetah is in 2022 and flew 77 meters. And lots of creators often exaggerate the distance just for views. The thumbnail looks cool, but the video is different. The actual results is just they can't fly. Some people also claim they just broke the world record. I mean, this one, how can you break a world record inside your own bedroom? Actually, a paper plane's performance is over its aesthetics. By the way, this is completely unrelated, but I wonder when is the next Red Bull Paper Wings competition. If you don't know, Red Bull Paper Wings is a Red Bull official paper plane contest held every 3 years. Last time it's 2022, but they didn't announce when is the next one. Okay, now enough yapping and complaining from me. I know I've wasted lots of your time, but now let's get into how to fold Cheetah paper plane. The actual correct method. First of all, take an A4 paper, ideally 80 GSM or 100. You will also need a pen and a ruler later. Okay, first step, fold the paper in half, as usual. And then open up and fold the paper in half again, horizontally. Okay, so now open the paper up. This is a cross fold. Take out a pen and a ruler and then measure 7 centimeters from the bottom of the paper. Make sure measure 7 centimeters on the middle crease over here. And after that, what you basically need to do is fold the bottom back to the 7 centimeters point like this. So overall, it's just a 3.5 centimeters fold. Science behind this step, so when you fold back this little bit, you create multiple layers in the paper plane, which strengthens the thickness of the highest stress zone, which is near the nose of the paper plane, so it can withstand force and travel faster. And now fold the 2 corners to the middle line. You can leave a little gap like 1 millimeter in the middle. Okay, now open it up and then fold the bottom corner to the middle intersection here, a little bit above the place the triangle you just folded. And fold this entire part up with the horizontal crease you made at the start. Now take out your ruler and pen again, and now we have to measure 7 centimeters. This is the wing cord length. This measures 7 centimeters at the edge of the paper. This is the length of the flat part at the end of the plane. From the top middle part to the 7 centimeters line. Use your ruler to form a line here and then fold it. You can do the same for the other side like this. Now the next step is the interesting part of Cheetah. It's what keeps the paper plane together. It's a body lock. So fold this part to the crease of the wing line you made. You can fold it in half and then do it again the other side, so it's perfectly symmetrical. Do it like this, so you can tuck the extra part of the paper inside, forming a pocket, which is also a body lock for the paper plane. After that, we can measure the end tail height. The end tail height is like this, and here it's 4.9 centimeters. A higher end tail height means that the wing area is a bit smaller, so the tail is taller, and a lower measurement is the opposite. Here it's 4.9, and fold from a bit near the top of the paper plane to that 4.9 point. Make sure to just leave a tiny part at the top of the plane. Okay, like this, and then do the same for the other side of the paper. As paper plane players, we all need to practice to fold paper planes, because even the slightest error, like a 1 millimeter error, may cause the plane to go in a different direction. Now this plane is finished. Let's reorganize the wings, and it requires tape. I think this plane requires a lot of tape, although the tape used in the record breaking is just 3 times 2.5 centimeters, which is the requirement. Okay, so for the taping, tape the back side like me here. Taping this paper layer intersection is important, so it basically keeps it together. You can choose whether you want to tape it here, because there's also a gap here, but it's not really necessary. And for the front part, definitely tape this intersection of the paper plane, because it's basically the core of the plane. And other than that, also tape the back here of the paper plane. That's to control the airflow so it doesn't travel inside and slow it down. And also definitely the parts near the nose of the paper plane, it's also to prevent air from coming in. At last, the end of the paper plane here. And now it's finished. Don't just fly it straight away. Remember to make adjustments like checking whether the wing is symmetrical and then adding the elevator of the plane like this. This is how you make the elevator of the plane. It's very important because it generates the lift for the paper plane. And with that, happy flying! Please subscribe to help me build a paper plane community.